All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Heath Haskins. I'm the hypnotist. I'm over in Mattie, Mattie, to perform hypnosis. I've been asked to hypnotize the room. Everybody give your shout outs. Hi.
Hi. Hello.
Eat mother. Shout out to Flip. Shout out to Root.
So, like with all of my hypnotic inductions, the first thing I do is I go through and I explain what hypnosis actually is. It's not mysticism, it's not magic, it's not some crazy state that you're going to go into. Hypnosis happens every single day just before you go to sleep and just before you wake up. There's no difference in between hypnosis, meditation, yoga, whatever you want to call it. It's a state of mind. It's a brainwave pattern that your brain can go into every single day in a natural state. So the four different states, alpha, beta, theta, and delta. Alpha is extremely awake. It's about 180 cycles per second. You can imagine this as being in the middle of a big city, 7-lane traffic, rush hour. You're in the far left-hand lane. You need to get over to the right-hand lane in less than half a mile. You're gripping the steering wheel. You're signaling. You're looking in your mirrors. You're extremely awake. This is alpha. Beta. Beta is the natural state of the mind. This is any time that you're awake and you're in a normal state. It's about 80 cycles per second. You can imagine this as getting away from the big city, down to 2-lane traffic. It's light traffic. You can turn on the radio. You can look around at the scenery. You're not really paying attention to driving, but you're still consciously aware of what's going on. Theta. Theta is that weird dreamy state. This is where daydreams happen. This is where you go into another room and you forgot what you went in there for. This is where the subconscious mind and the conscious mind separate for just a moment. You can imagine this is going down a road that you've been down 1,000 times, and it's been a long day. And you're just thinking of how good it's going to be to get home. You're thinking about how good it's going to be to have some dinner, and you missed your turn. You missed a turn that you've taken 1,000 times because of that separation. It happens to all of us. It's a natural state. Delta. Delta is the last state. It's about 8 cycles per second, and this is sleep. And there's actually multiple layers to sleep. I'm not going to get into it because that's not what I do. So, if you'd like to participate in a suggestibility test so I can see who's in the room is suggestible, go ahead and sit back in your chairs for me. If you're on a laptop, please make sure that your power is plugged in. Good. Go ahead and take both your hands, place them out in front of you just like this, interlocking the fingers nice and tight. Make sure that your palms are pressed. Good. Bring that up to 90 degrees right in front of your face.
Oh.
Go ahead and take your index fingers and place them directly up about at eye level. Now in just a moment, I'm going to ask that you separate your fingers. When you do, I need you to concentrate and focus on the gap in between your fingers. Relax, listen to my voice. This is not mind control. This is hypnosis. Go ahead and separate your fingers now. And as you begin to stare at the gap in between your fingers, I'd like for you to imagine that both of your fingers have just become extremely powerful magnets, and you're going to feel those fingers pulling closer and closer and closer together now. You can smile. This is an awkward feeling as they get closer and closer and closer together. They will eventually touch, and when they touch, just allow them to press. As they get closer, listen to my voice and just relax as you allow your subconscious mind to take over. Allow those fingers to come closer and closer and closer until they eventually touch. Once they touch, allow them to begin to press and stick and lock in place. Good. This is a great imagination. This is a great thing that's happening. This is your subconscious mind allowing this to happen. Feel those fingers beginning to stick. Feel all your fingers beginning to stick as you feel your palms press. Feel those fingers locking in place, tighter and tighter and tighter now. Good. Relax. Listen to my voice as they get tighter and tighter and tighter. You could try to pull them apart, and you'll find the harder you try, the more they will stick. The harder you try, the more they will stick. Go ahead and try now to prove to yourself how much they stick and lock together. Good. Tighter and tighter. Very good. You can smile. That is an awkward feeling. Go ahead and stop trying.
Holy shit.
I need you to focus on me. Stop looking at your fingers. Focus on me. Take a deep breath as you realize that your fingers begin to unlock and unstick and separate now. Good. And just allow those fingers to unlock and unstick
Holy shit.
now. Good. Very good. And just take a deep breath and relax. Wolfie, very good. Continue to relax and realize that your fingers and your hands are no longer stuck. They will unlock, unstick, and pull apart now. Very good. And you can just relax your hands down to your side when you're ready. So what you've just experienced is what's called a waking suggestion, okay? This is your subconscious mind taking over. It's your conscious mind letting go. Your conscious mind is focused on something else. You're focused on the gap, and you begin to imagine. Imagination is where hypnosis happens. This is the part of our mind that dreams. This is the state that does hypnosis. That's why hypnosis works. A lot of people can say, oh, it's just a big stage show. It's not. It's very confounding that like everybody can go into the state. So to make sure that everybody's screensaver is turned off, Llama Pug, I'm talking to you specifically because your screensaver came on yesterday. To turn off your screensaver, go to your desktop. If you're on Windows 7, right-click and go to Personalize.
Hold on. Okay.
And under Personalize, you should see Screensaver. Just make sure you set it to non and to not turn on. Excuse me. Let me see a thumbs up when you're ready. Good, 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 good.
Excuse me, hypnotist. The cat's got him. He's really scared right now. Why?
Sorry?
Is there any reason why I should be scared and nervous?
There's no reason to be scared of hypnosis.
They use Savvy Cat. Got off camera because
I'm nervous and feel like
there's
I'm
no
going to
Savvy
die.
Cat.
By the way, neat little fact about today, December 8th is my birthday, and I just got this as my present today.
Birthday.
It's Richard Nongard's Big Book
Happy
of Hypnosis Steps. Thank you, thank you.
Awesome. That's excellent for and happy birthday, really.
And I got 2 awesome cards from my kids. The spelling's kind of off on them, so it's really sweet.
Yeah. Awesome. Happy day.
Hypnosis.
Well, we haven't actually gone into it yet.
I'm sorry about her. I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's okay. It's completely voluntary. If she does not want to do it, she doesn't have to participate. And as long as you just don't follow what I'm saying, you won't go into it.
This is a rated PG room, though. She has no right to swear.
Oh.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
Why?
Alright. If you all are ready, go ahead and sit back in your chairs again. And let's start by taking a deep breath all the way into your lungs, as deep as you can, and let that breath all the way out, slowing your breath. Good. Another deep breath all the way to the top. And all the way out, slowly. Good. Last deep breath to the very top, even deeper. And hold it at the top for 1, 2, 3. And as you let that breath out, just close your eyes. Sit in your chair comfortably and relax. Continue to breathe deep, breathe slow, and just relax. Starting at the very top of your head, at the very pinnacle of your body, I want you to imagine a feeling of complete relaxation, free from stress, free from tension, and begin to allow this feeling of relaxation as it moves down across your forehead and down across your eyebrows, down to the muscles around your eyes. Good. Allow this feeling of complete relaxation to begin to move to your cheeks and down to your jaw and down to the muscles around your mouth. Good. Allow this feeling of relaxation to begin to move down the back of your head and down to the base of the skull and finally down to your neck. Good. Allow this feeling of relaxation to move into your arms and down into your forearms and down into your hands, into your fingers, and out of your body. Good. Allow this feeling of relaxation to move into your shoulders and into your shoulder blades as it moves down from your upper back, down into your lower back. Good. Allow this feeling of relaxation to move into your chest as you continue to breathe deep and breathe slow and just relax. Allow that feeling of it to move down into your stomach and into your abs. Allow this feeling of relaxation to begin to move into your thighs. First the front of the thighs, then the back of the thighs, then down into your calves. Good. Allow this feeling of relaxation to move into your feet and then finally drain out of your body. Good. Allow this feeling over your entire body to become more relaxed 10 times, 20 times, 30 times more relaxed as it becomes warm, as if being wrapped by a blanket, safe and secure. Good. In just a moment, I'm going to begin counting down from 5. With every number that I count, I'd like for you to imagine walking down a flight of stairs. With every step, going deeper, more relaxed than before. 5. Beginning to travel down, down, down. Good. Allowing every muscle to become loose, limp, and relaxed. 4. Traveling down, down, down. 3. Like a rag doll that has no bones and it has no muscles, you lie loose, limp, and relaxed. 2. Traveling down, deeper, deeper, down. 1. Finding yourself at the very last step. Good. Now in just a moment, allowing yourself to find yourself on the very last step, I'm going to count the last number. When I do, I'd like for you to imagine that I've pulled the stairs out from under you, and you're going to drop right the way down, right the way deep, to the most relaxed state that you've ever felt. 0. Right the way down, right the way deep. Good. Take a moment to get used to this state. And when you're ready, I'd like for you to imagine in front of you now a door. Open the door and step into your room. This is your room inside your mind. You can make it as big or as small as you'd like. You can come here any time that you like. You can come here to relax, to think, or to just be. If you need to study or if you need to concentrate, this is your room. From this point forward, anytime I snap my fingers and say the word sleep, I'd like you to return to this state, right the way down, right the way deep, back into your room, safe and secure. Again, from this point forward, anytime I snap my fingers and say the word sleep, I'd like for you to return to this state. Nod your head when you've accepted the suggestion. Good. Good. Thank you. Very good. Now in just a moment I'm going to perform what's called fraxation. Fraxation has the same idea as an alarm clock. When an alarm clock goes off in the morning, you wake up, you hit the snooze button, you go back to sleep. The second time the alarm clock goes off, you wake up even more tired, more sleepy than before. You hit the snooze button and go back to sleep. Then on the last time that the alarm clock goes off, it's like you didn't even get a good night's rest. You're completely tired, completely sleepy. You hit the snooze button and go back to sleep. To do this, I will count up from 1 to 3. I will say eyes open, wide awake, and you will come back into the room. But you will remain completely loose, limp, and relaxed. Then I'll take you back down. 1, 2, 3. Eyes open, wide awake. Come back into the room. Need to see everybody's eyes. Good, good. Very good. And sleep. Right the way down, right the way deep. Back into your rooms. Good. Take a moment to readjust back into your room. Very good. 1, 2, 3. Eyes open wide awake for the second time. Focus on your camera. Very good. And deep breath. Sleep. Right the way down. Right the way deep. Back into your room. Loose, limp, and relaxed. Good. 1, 2, 3. Eyes open wide awake. Last time. Good, good, very good. And sleep. Right the way down, right the way deep. Very good, very relaxed. I'd like for you now to imagine on your left wrist. On your left wrist, I'm going to tie a balloon comfortably around your wrist. And you're going to feel this balloon as it begins to rise, lift, and get bigger. Your left hand will begin to rise and lift right the way up, becoming light and floating comfortably right the way up, higher and higher. You can feel as I tie a second balloon to your wrist. You can imagine the balloon at any color that you'd like as it gets bigger and higher, as if it's going to lift that arm right above your head and right out of the room, getting higher and higher with every passing second. Just comfortably floating right the way up. Good. As that hand rises higher and higher, it'll eventually stop and just hang there comfortably. Good. Now in just a moment, I'm going to clap my hands and that balloon's going to pop. When the balloon pops, your hand will drop, and you will drop even deeper, right the way down, right the way deep. Now, good. You can just relax and slump and drift and dream. I'd like for you to imagine that you're on a car ride, and it's out in the country. It's a nice, bright, sunny day. And you can imagine it as any car that you'd like, driving. And to the left, there's a forest. And to the right, there's a big open field. I'd like for you to see these colors, smell the smells, and see the sights. You pull the car off to the side, you turn off the engine, and you step out of the car. Out in the field, up on top of a hill, you see a big tree. And let's make it an oak tree. It's large and green, and the sun's just coming down on top. I'd like for you to now remove your shoes and begin to walk towards the tree. And you can feel the grass underneath your toes. You can smell the pasture. You can smell the grass. There's a light breeze blowing on your face. And you can look up and it's the brightest blue sky that you've ever seen. As you get closer and closer to the tree, you stop just before you get into the shadows. And you can feel the heat of the sun coming down. It's not uncomfortable, it's quite warm. And as you step into the shadow of the tree, you feel that coolness rush over you. You decide to sit and just lean against the tree. As you stare out across the pasture, I'd like for you to see the big blue sky with white, fluffy clouds. And you can imagine what those shapes would look like as they pass in front of you. I'd like for you to take one of your fears or one of your blocks, and I'd like for you to imagine it in the clouds as you see one of those clouds as that fear. Take that fear and place it into the cloud now. As you see that cloud drifting by, you'll watch it as it becomes less defined, as it begins to break up. That fear and that cloud begin to break up, and it begins to push away off into the distance, becoming more fuzzy, more indistinct, and just traveling away from you now. Good. Once that breaks up and it's off in the distance and you can no longer see it, I'd like for you to take a deep breath and just relax. Good. Now, back in your room, I'd like for you to make a door. Take that door and I'd like for you to connect it to this point. Anytime that you're in your room, you can come to this point inside the pasture. And you can place fears, or you can see images, or you can just relax. You can come here at any time that you like. Good. Once you have your door back, go ahead and travel back into your room for me, and you can sleep right the way down, right the way deep back into your room. Good. From this point forward, anything I say will instantly and automatically become your reality. No matter how strange, no matter how weird it sounds, anything I say will instantly and automatically become your reality. Go ahead and nod your head when you've accepted the suggestion. Good. When I bring you back into the room, neither one of you are going to remember how to speak English. You now speak Japanese. Everything you say, you will speak in Japanese. Everything that I ask, you will answer in Japanese. I will be able to understand you. I can understand your questions. But everything you say will be in Japanese. 1, 2, 3, eyes open, wide awake, come back into the room. Good. Very good. Mark, real quick, I didn't see how old you were. Can you just tell me how old you are? Can it just say your age?
24.
Very good. Mark only. Look at me and sleep. Right the way down, right the way deep. Very good. Wolfie. Sorry, I didn't actually catch your first name. Your first name only. What is your first name for me? What is your first name? That's okay. That's okay. How old are you? I know it's a very rough state. That's okay. Go ahead and sleep for me. Right down, right the way deep, back into your room. Good. And just relax for a moment. We're going to go ahead and clear that suggestion. You no longer speak Japanese. Your English language has come back. Any language that you do speak that's secondary to English, that comes back. Or if your English language is your second, that is now cleared. Bringing your left hand up, I'd like for you to place your left hand on top of your head. Take your left hand and place it on top of your head now. And we're going to feel that as it begins to press and stick in place. The more you try to unstick your hand, the more you try to unlock it from place, the more it's going to stick. And that suggestion is going to stick until my hand is removed from my head. You can watch me on camera for when that suggestion clears. 1, 2, 3, eyes open, wide awake, come back into the room. Good. And you can give that a good tug and find it sticking tighter and tighter. You can smile, that is an awkward feeling. This is your suggestion, your mind doing this all on its own. Try reaching up with the other hand. Try pulling that off with the other hand. You'll find it sticks tighter and tighter. Very good. And that suggestion can clear as soon as my hand is removed. Just like that. Very good. We've got a little bit of lag. Now, real quick, does it feel like you're hypnotized? You can just nod your head yes or no. Do you feel hypnotized? You feel very relaxed, you feel very sleepy, but it's not a state that you haven't felt before, correct? You've felt this state before? Good. Look right here, deep breath. Sleep. Right the way down, right the way deep. Very good. Do you have a little bit of lag on camera? That's okay. Continue to relax right the way down, right the way deep. Now in just a moment, when I bring you back up, I'm going to show you my pen. My pen is a little vapor pen that I've been using as a substitute for cigarettes. This pen is green.
This is a PG room, sorry.
When you see the green pen, are you kidding me? Wow. Well, we'll see where that goes to. Well, amazingly enough, it happened again by the exact same person, the exact same moderator. The room is Mattie, and the moderator is Jay. So, Jay, thank you for ruining entertainment. Thank you for ruining hypnosis and ruining their experience. And basically, I will never visit your rooms again. I will never take you back through hypnosis, and good luck to you guys. Jeez. But my apologies. I will do a second hypnosis video for tonight because that's just wrong. So, everybody have a good night. Bye.